This is my foolproof sourdough method that works every single time. Let me show you how to do it. 125 grams of starter at its peak, 362 grams of water, 500 grams of plain flour, and 12 grams of salt. And then we're going to combine that until we have a shaggy dough. Cover it and leave it on the bench for an hour to rest. Now we are on to our stretch and folds. Make sure I have damp hands. Stretch up and gently fold it over. Rotate your bowl. We're going to do 2 rounds of these, half an hour apart. Last round of stretch and folds. I'm going to cover her back up and let her sit on the bench for another few hours. Dough has started to rise. We're going to cover her back up and we're going to put her in the fridge to bulk ferment overnight. Now the next morning I brought my sourdough out the fridge and we're going to flip it out and do the next shaping. A couple of useful tips for when you know your sourdough is bulk fermented. It shouldn't be sticky on top to touch and it should pull away nicely from the edges of the bowl. A process called laminating, so we're going to basically just stretch this out onto the bench into a large rectangle. If the sourdough is well proofed, then it shouldn't stick to the bench, so you're going to fold it in half again, and then in half again, and then I just like to roll it up nicely, and then you're going to do this push-pull motion to help create tension on the surface of the dough. And then now that we have a nice little round ball of goodness, we're just going to leave this on the bench to rest for 20 minutes. We're going to flip it over, gently going to do the same process that we did before. What we're going to do is we're going to plonk this into a banneton, cover it up, and she's going to go back into the fridge for at least 2 hours. So I'll see you soon. It is now time to score and bake up our loaf. My Dutch oven's been in the oven for the past half an hour preheating. Score a pretty little pattern on top. We're going to put our loaf in the oven for 35 minutes at 260 degrees, but we're going to stop after 7 minutes to do an expansion score. Reduce the oven temperature to 200 degrees, take your lid off and bake for another 20 minutes. Out of the oven and we'll let her rest for an hour before we slice her open. It's not been quite an hour, but I can't wait to slice this girl open. Time for a taste test. And that is a wrap to my foolproof sourdough method that works every single time.